Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another Early Access Tester review. This time we are looking at Jalopy, which came out about 3 days ago on Steam. I've had a little bit of a playthrough and probably up to the point that we're going to end this Early Access Tester review. Because there's only about, I would suggest, about 40 minutes of gameplay in the game at the moment. So that may well be a point that you want to dwell on if you're thinking about getting the game. Obviously it's going to be heavily discounted compared to the final price, I would suggest. As you can see, we are playing version 0.4, which is a pre-alpha. We should have a quick look through the menu. So we've got some settings over here, and at the moment they're relatively sparse. We've got some gameplay settings which just involves inverting the look and the sensitivity of our mouse. We've got some video controls, so we're running at 1920 by 1080 on full screen, VSync is on, and we're on high quality. They can also be changed via the settings which appear before the game starts, because I believe this is a Unity game. And we can have a look at audio. We've only got master volumes, there's no music or anything like that yet, and then credits, which we'll scroll through the credits for the game itself. Let's go to exit and we'll have a look at this. This is how we start the game, so we can do new game, continue. I have played already, so if I hit continue then we'll just go back to where we were. Options take us through to the options we've already looked at, close book, and exit will exit the game totally. So what's Jalopy about? Well, it's, let's close that book. It's a story about this car and our journey from the German Democratic Republic, which I think is East Germany. And we're basically going to do a road trip down through the Soviet-controlled states. It's around 1990, I believe. This is a Trabant, and this was pretty much the only car that you could buy in Eastern Germany during the Cold War. So the Cold War is the kind of like stalemate, if you like, between Russia and the West. And as a result of that stalemate, Russia put up the Berlin Wall, which is basically a wall that ran through Berlin and most of Germany, I believe. Quote me if I'm wrong on that, but ultimately there was a massive disparity in Germany at that time, because you had the West, which was controlled by Great Britain, America and the Allies from the Second World War. There was a lot of money. People were relatively well looked after, and then you compare that to the eastern side of the wall, which was run by Russia or the Soviet states, and there wasn't any money. People were poor, they lived in high-rise blocks, and pretty much the only car you could buy was the Trabant. If you ever go to Germany or to Berlin, then there's Trabant museums there, and you will occasionally see a couple driving around. You can also see them in places like Krakow in Poland. They've got a couple that do city tours there, so if you're ever in any of those cities, have a look out for the Trabants, because it will bring you back to this game. Okay, anyway, we're going to jump straight in. We're going to select new game, and we get an early access warning pop up straight away. So thank you for purchasing Jalopy during early access. The game is currently pre-alpha. This means that the core gameplay experience is still changing significantly week to week. I hope you have fun, and please keep in mind that this is a work in progress. Feel free to report any bugs you find over the Steam forums. And that's from Greg, the developer. Starting a new game will erase our current save data. Are you sure you want to continue? Yes, we do, and we may as well go for the tutorial as well. Okay, so we got to wake up. Our alarm's going off in my left ear. And I'm just pressing left click to get rid of these menus. You'll see this is a pretty annoying part of the game, these big speech bubbles, and they do follow you round. Okay, he's got something important to show us. It's just outside, so right, we can now move. You can see the graphics are quite cool. They're kind of like, not really Borderland-esque, but they're like, well, they look like hand-drawn images to me. We've got nothing in our drawer. I'm just clicking left click to open that. Not for personnel. I can use the handle to turn it with the left click, or I can knock with a left click on the door. Light switch works as well, that's pretty cool. And over here we've got some stuff which we'll explore in a minute, but let's go outside and see what he wants. You see what I mean about the speech bubbles following? So you can always get back to... I think this is our uncle. Anyway, this is the Laker 601 Deluxe. Something of an engineering legend in the GDR. 0 to 60 kilometers an hour in 22.5 seconds. Wow. And a top speed of 100 kilometers an hour. All the economical rate of 9 kilometers per litre. Jesus. If only cars did that now. Mind you, 22.5 seconds to get to 60 kilometers an hour. That's not good. That's if we can get her running. Not to worry, I've everything ready. We just need to build her an engine, slap on some wheels, fit the passenger side door and give her a bit of a clean. So basically we need to build the car. But let's get started. Fit the replacement door. It's over on top of that scrap pile behind you. If you squint, you'll be able to see it. So we can squint with the right, and it's up there basically we need to go, which is on that other old Trevant. Okay, W, A, S and D are pretty much the only keys that you're going to use, apart from Q, which we use to drop things. And we're going to climb up very slowly on top of this. This is massively unsafe, because if I fall off there I'm probably going to break my leg. Left click, we've got a door now. It's not that heavy, clearly. I would suggest it probably wasn't, because I think this thing was made pretty much of plastic. Remember, it was built in the 90s. Okay, now we've got a little indicator, which means I can probably put the door on. Yes. Less than elegant, but it's on, and it's totally a different colour. Right, now let's fit the engine. If you open the driver's side door, you'll see a black latch. Pull that and it will release the bonnet. So the immersiveness in this game, if that's even a word, is pretty cool. So I can click on the handle to open it. Yeah, okay, we'll get the latch, and then we can pull the latch. The bonnet pops up. I can then close this door. Now open the bonnet, you can walk through this. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. I can go around the front. I can open the bonnet more, and we've got no engine. As you can see, she needs an engine. I've got a load of stock parts sat in the garage. Go collect one, and I'll walk you through what it does. Okay, so we're going to go over to here. I haven't figured out how to run yet, because shift makes me crouch. So we have now got a stock engine in here. We've got... Yeah, okay, we've got a battery. We have got an ignition coil. We've got a water tank. We've got a stock carburetor, and we've got a fuel tank and a air filter. So let's grab the engine first and the air filter. Actually, I think I can grab 3 at once. Yes, I can. We're going to run back over. As you can see here, it is June 1990. Nothing else on the calendar. No idea who that is. And it's... What is it? It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. Or maybe 8 in the evening, I don't know. Okay, that's the engine block you've got there, the core of your Laker setup. Brilliant. The engine block defines core performance of your Laker, including top speed and acceleration. A poorly kept engine block will mean your Laker will struggle to perform. Go ahead and drop it into the engine. Okay, so left click and we'll put that in. Okay, you're holding the air filter, a non-essential component. The air filter isn't necessarily required to run your Laker, but it's a good idea to have one, as it will reduce the rate of wear to your engine block. Go ahead and drop it in the engine. Again, I can click there and it goes in. That big lump of metal is the fuel tank, which holds the fuel of your Laker. A few notes on this one. First of all, it's gravity fed, so you'll need to open the bonnet and fill directly to the tank when refueling. Also, your Laker is running a 2-stroke engine. This means you'll want to mix in some oil to the fuel mixture. Failure to mix oil into the fuel will mean the engine won't be lubricated and will wear at an increased rate. Too much oil though, and you'll start to see a performance drop. Keep your fuel tank well maintained. Let it get too beaten up and it will start leaking fuel everywhere. Go ahead and drop it in the engine. So where we're going to be dropping stuff, you can see there's kind of like the outline of the fuel tank already. So it's just up here, and I can click, that goes in. And now I need to fill it with oil and fuel, and you can see as I hover over things it will tell me the condition of stuff. So 22, yeah, okay, whatever. You can see there we've got 51 kilos in weight, and it gives us 100k top speed. And down the bottom we've got a cell value and a durability. Everything's on 3 at the moment. Yes, okay, go away. That's an annoying thing of this game. You'll get to learn that if you do get it. But this annoying twat wants to tell me everything about 3 times every 10 seconds. Okay, battery, ignition coil and water tank. We haven't got the carburetor yet. Okay, this is the battery which provides the electrical charge for your Laker. The battery allows you to use lights, the radio, the car ignition, that kind of thing. It won't start. The first place to check is the battery. Go ahead and drop it in the engine. So that goes over here. This is the ignition coil. It channels the electrical charge to start the engine. An ignition coil that is bad condition may struggle to start the engine. Go ahead and drop it in the engine. That goes in there. And this is a water tank, provides water to help keep your windscreen clean from dirt. Keep it in good condition or it will start to leak water and you'll soon find yourself driving without any vision. Go ahead and drop it in the engine. So we can put that there. And then the last thing we need is the carburettor for the engine bay. And then we're going to move on to getting the wheels on. So this is the carburettor. Basically this controls the fuel consumption of the car, which in turn controls how many kilometres per litre you'll get out of your Laker. A good, well-maintained carburettor will mean you use less fuel and can drive further for cheaper. And we go ahead and drop it in. And that goes here. Okay, that's everything installed. Good job. Now fill her up. We're getting nowhere without fuel. Should be a can of fuel, a bottle of water and a bottle of 2-stroke oil. So this is a fuel can. You can buy these at petrol stations as well as buying petrol, and in future builds you should be able to fill up the fuel bottle as well. At the moment you can't, so it's a bit of an annoyance because it kind of means that it's pointless us taking it with us. Stock fuel tank, so we can now hover over this and I can click left click. We've got a little dial at the top which tells us how much fuel's left in the bottle. Basically I'm going to empty it all out. Go ahead and drop that. Now you're done with it, so I can press Q. We'll put that over here. And that's just on the floor. Then we've got our 2-stroke oil. We want to add a drop of it into the fuel mixture, and it will affect things like performance and engine wear. So a lean mixture will result in a faster car, but with increased wear to the engine. A rich mixture will result in the opposite. And we can just pour that into the car. We will keep hold of that. I'm not going to drop it because we will need it. Tell you what, I'll drop it down here for now, but we will pick that up in a moment. Okay, you got a bottle of water, good job. Use that in a water tank we've installed, then we can go fill her with water. As you can see, we've got no water in a minute. I'll put that in. We can go ahead and drop this. Okay, now let's move on to the tyres. Let's get some tyres on the car. As you can see, you won't get a very car without any wheels. There's a car jack over in the garage. Bring it over and we can get started. So now I've got a lean oil mix. And 10 litres of fuel. So what I'm going to quickly do is just grab the oil can again and we're going to put it in so that we get yes, okay, and now we're on optimal and we've got a full water capacity as well, so we are good to go. Yes, okay, you're really annoying. Okay, so we need to get the jack. And we'll get one of the wheels. Okay, now we place the jack under the car. Now we twist it with the handle. It immediately goes up. And now we can use the tyre iron. Allegedly. Right, yeah, now we can. We can just pop that on, and then we see a little dial there. That does up the wheel. Now we can go and get the other 3 wheels and just do exactly the same with those. One. We need to remove the jack from this side first. Basically, it jacks up both sides of the car. I'm using the scroll wheel on the mouse to change items. Oh, we need to remove the jack. Now we can go on this side. Exactly the same. We've got the jack out or the wrench out. Now we can go and get a wheel. You don't need to drop them. You can use the center like scroll wheel button as well to drop things. You don't need to use Q. Because I dropped it in there, it suddenly reappears back over here, so I don't really know why. And equally, you shouldn't have to drop it. It's pretty annoying that we have to. I should just be able to do that. Okay, that's all 4 wheels on now. We can release that. We'll grab that. Let's grab that and that. Let's open the trunk because we can then start putting stuff in. We will put that in there, and that in there. I won't take the fuel tank because at the moment you can't fill these. Actually, no, I will. I'll tell you what. We'll just drop it at a garage when we get somewhere. No, I don't want that to go in there. That will do. We're going to see how she runs. Right, I'm going to get in. Let's get familiar with some of the important components. Here we have the maintenance manual to cover the basics of running the car. Find information regarding basic overview of the vehicle, engine setup, listings of all of the other stuff. You can turn the pages by clicking on the top. I've read through this and there's very basic information in it, so we don't need that for the moment. Next we need the map, and this will basically be how we decide which route to take. So at the moment we can only drive from Berlin to Dresden using one route, and that is the middle one. Okay, then we're committed to driving. We can turn the pages at the top. That gives us some statistics which, as far as I'm aware, don't work at the moment. Certainly haven't seen them working. And finally we've got the keys. You can just pop them in the ignition. She then walks or talks. We need the keys out of his hand, and I can pop them in there, and then we can turn, and the engine's running. Yes, it sounds like an absolute beast. Here we go. So everything's going well. We can shut the boot in a minute. What I'm going to go and do is, there is a maintenance thing. We've also got to give the car a quick clean. We'll just quickly go and do that. You can see it's chucking out black smoke. No, it doesn't want to let me clean it. So I'm going to go and chuck this down over here. What's all this over here then? Anything? No. And the only other thing we need to pick up is our maintenance pack, because I keep crashing this thing and eventually the engine wears down. So there we go. Right, now we can get in and we can take her for a spin, hopefully. No, I don't want to do that. Okay, I think that's all we do. Yes. Now we can pull off. So yeah, this thing is really slow, but it builds up speed. It's 22 seconds to get to 60 kilometers an hour. It's a lot better than last time because I couldn't see anything last time because it was dark. So now we're just going to head towards Dresden. We're going to go through this tunnel, and we're on our way. So basically this is the idea of the game. As you can see, we're going to stick to the autobahns at the start, just so that we know which way to go. It's quite hard to steer at the moment because it's all keyboard. You just use mouse to look around. And it's even harder when it's raining or it's night time. So nice little tyre squirrel there. You can see the time's getting on because it's now, what is it? Coming up for 1 in the morning or 1 in the afternoon. We're going to come to a roundabout. We're going to go around. Steering response is quite slow on this. And you will see other cars coming the other way. We've got one in front of us as well. Gauges wise, if I talk through these, we've got our lights down there which we can use as a heater, but that affects our fuel consumption. We've got our hazards, speedo, fuel gauge, the ignition key, window wipers are there. We've got a cigarette lighter over here, and then the clock and the radio. So I'll go through the journey with you a little. Heading towards Dresden so we can cross the border into the Czechoslovak Socialist Republic. Can't speak this morning. No, wait, that's not right. Didn't they change their name recently? What was it? They did. He'll come back with that in a minute. Coming up to another tunnel. At the moment I don't think we can turn off these roads. Years, yeah. Basically, he's talking about the change of the Czech Republic. What used to be the Czechoslovak Socialist Republic became Czechoslovakia, I think, and now is the Czech Republic. Yeah, this guy in front of us weaving all over the road. So he did this journey the other way around many years ago. It's much nicer driving this during the day because I couldn't see anything last time we were here. It was pitch black. And it was raining. So whether or not that's a dynamic way of creating weather, I don't know. When I was much younger, the names didn't seem to escape me so easily. Yeah, and I'm not crashing into things as much as I was in the wet. I think it does affect us in the wet in terms of sticking to the road properly. Well, it was a lot less turbulent then. It was still alright for fuel. One thing I saw on someone else's channel when they did a early review of this was this car. So, and I didn't come this way last time, so handbrake needs to go on before I can get out. I'm just going to have a quick look at it. I know we can't use any of this, but basically some of the cars are fully interactive, so you probably could get this car going if you wanted to. At the moment there's no wheels or anything on it. So we've got another different air filter there, but it's only got less durability. It does add 30 to it. And it's 1 kilo in weight, but we've got nothing else in there. So what I might do is take that and we'll use this air filter on ours. And actually what I will need to do is turn the ignition off. You can see it's getting dark now. We'll take our stock air filter off. Put that back in, will you? No, we won't, because I'm putting this one in. There we go. What I'll do is I'm just going to get rid of this one because I don't need it. I can't put it in the boot either. So we'll just chuck that down there. Bit of littering, never hurt anyone. Probably did in the GDR, probably would have got hauled over the coals for it. Jump back in, close the door. We shall start the ignition. And we're going to have some lights now because it's got dark. And handbrake. So we should now have a bit more durability. Although it now seems to be running a lot slower. Maybe I shouldn't have picked that up. You know what? I think I'm going to go back and get it. That is awful. Bear with me. I'm going to try not to get run over. Because I can't drive with that that new air filter. That's horrendous. So yeah, don't make that same mistake. I think last time when I watched this, it was a guy called Alex was doing it, and there was a petrol station in there we could have used. I wonder if someone's just hit us. Yeah, there's a guy called Alex did it, and I think he had an engine block in his. And he tried to put everything in the boot, doesn't work. So whether or not they're going to change that in the future, I don't know. But you obviously have a limited amount of room in your car. Oh, crashes galore. They're all smashing into each other because we're stopped. Don't you dare hit my car. Oh yeah, we need to do the bonnet release first. Go on the floor. Oh, bonnet. We're going to chuck that and then we're going to jump back in. Hopefully our car is back to normal again. Now don't roll down the hill. No, I think we need to get some speed up. Oh crap. I have to ignore this for the moment. Yeah, and we're stuck. Oh dear. Yeah, we're right on top of that other car. Oh dear. Yeah, now our engine's starting to smoke. It does look control. It's probably because we're mounted another car. And now I can't go anywhere. We got a penalty because we crashed, or someone crashed into us. See what sort of state we are looking at. Yeah, look at that. That's not good, is it? Probably worthy of a screenshot. Horrendous. I'm probably not even going to get in the car now. I think we need to look at the engine first. Easy. Jesus, they're mental. Mental drivers. There we go. So we need to repair kit to make some repairs, because we've now smashed the car up totally because this stupid piece of crap wouldn't get up a hill, and we ended up rolling backwards. So we've got major problems with the engine. So that's still on durability 2, and that's on durability 2. And the engine's on 2, so we need to do that. And yeah. Basically saying there should be a relationship between your mechanic and your car to keep it going. There we go. So we're back to square one again. I understand that repair kit has a lifespan on it, so you can only use it 2 or 3 times. And we are good to go. Turn around quickly, and we're going to try and get up this damn hill. Albeit very slow. We're not going to do it, are we? So we are going to have to go back to that petrol station and... Wow, we've got 40 whatever money they use penalty. There's another car there. We'll fill up with fuel whilst we're here. Okay, so I've pulled the latch already, so we should just be able to go in and do our stuff. Now we've got issues again. In order to fill up with fuel, we just do this. We go over to the car, and we'll probably have to put some oil in a minute because we're back onto lean. The gate is now shut because we can't leave without paying. But let's go around to the boot. We'll grab oil and a repair kit. Do the oil first. There we go, we're on optimal. And let's repair that. Okay, now our repair kit's totally gone because we've used it up. I haven't seen anywhere else that we can buy them yet, so that might become a bit of a problem. And we'll just go into the petrol station and we'll pay. So before we do that, I need to open this door. And we need to grab our wallet, which is just there. And what I might do is buy a tank of fuel. Not the one we've just filled up, but we can buy some oil. Yeah, basically we just need to pay, and I'll show you how you do that in a minute. So we've got water, which you don't need because I'm not washing. Oh, there is a repair kit, so we could buy that. Sometimes they sell the petrol tanks as well, but I don't think they've got them in this one. No, they haven't. They've just got the repair kits, so I'll tell you what, that's what we will buy. I don't want to pull the lever because the gate's now open, so we're good to go. We've got a full tank of fuel. We've got a new repair kit. And we've got 78 probably Deutschmarks left, so let's close that for him. Oh, actually we'll put our wallet back. Good. We don't need to give it a clean just yet because Hasn't got any crap on the windscreen apart from that penalty. Full tank of fuel and we're good to go. We should just be able to spin around this way. Engine's back to 100% operating. That's a bit of an annoyance. He just says that because we're on the grass and I need to try and get some form of run up to this hill, otherwise we're not going to get up it. Right, and we're stuck again. So we need to go all the way down. Probably get a run up from the other side. Wow, that was close. There we go, another penalty because someone smashed into the back of us. And we're probably still not going to get up this hill because, well, I don't know, maybe we're going a little bit quicker this time. There are some major drawbacks on this game, but if you come out of that petrol station you're probably not going to get up the hill. Come on! No, okay, I give up. Where I've gone from here is basically a little bit over this hill we get into Dresden, and there is a motel that we go to and basically go to sleep. So we're kind of running out of time anyway. This has been Jalopy. I will do another episode and I'll do it in due course when I can get up this damn hill. Yeah. Let me know what you think, guys, in the comments below of this game, because I'll be interested to see whether or not you want to see more. I probably will do a bit more of a playthrough once the game is released in terms of more content, because at the moment all we can do is drive to Dresden and go and cross the border into the Czech Republic. And that pretty much is the extent of all we can do. So I might do another episode where we get into Dresden, off this damn hill, where we're causing chaos behind us, look. And then we'll move on from the motel in the morning into the Czech Republic, cross the border. And that will probably be the end of it for now until the game is released in more depth. So as always, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. I would love you to leave a comment or a thumbs up if you like the video, and I'll see you next time when we're back next Monday playing another early access game. Take care, guys. Bye for now.